What's going on, y'all? It's Smo Reviews here, back at it again with another video, bringing you guys a full roundup of the ladies. I did not do right by the ladies with the second round of Chrome 23's tourney. I did want to review it, but between me being sick, a lot of things coming out, it didn't actually go down that way, but here we are. With a little double feature here. Also a big announcement for the ladies we have to talk about is the ladies volume card going down the same weekend as Volume 10 and Civil War 3. I do plan on pulling up to Orlando for that weekend. I might miss the ladies event Friday, which would suck, but there is battles on there that I am very excited to talk about, as well as going back, doing my due diligence and covering the results of the Chrome 23 second round. Being that that's a little bit behind and a lot of those results were clear, we're just going to do a quick little part here in the beginning, go over the results for a couple minutes. And as we get back to the Final Four and the finals for the Chrome 23 tourney, there will be the instant, regular coverage here. So don't be worried, if I forgot about it. What happened with the second round is a one-time thing. A couple things came together and fucked that up. And then in the second half, we will also be going over my predictions for the ladies volume card. So, strap up. Little video for the ladies here covering everything that's been going on with them. And without further ado, let's recap the second round of the Chrome 23 tournament. So, as I said, quick recap, and going off of the first battle, we have Cheddar versus Miss Miami, a battle of Cheddar who just came off of probably an upset that will not be matched in this tournament, her beating E. Hart, a very, very good battle, and then she had Miss Miami here in the second round who beat Hazzy in the first round, and I had my reserves on Miss Miami content-wise. I think, obviously, when it comes to aggression, delivery, energy, there's no question that she has that locked down, but when she goes up against another lady that can write consistent material, punches, schemes, and just attack-based content, will she be able to keep pace? And in this battle, I think it's just a good example of Cheddar flexing that she can just produce a little bit more better hard-hitting content. First round is the closest of the battle, and you can give it to Miss Miami. I think overall, as she is the energy, there's a lot of humor in here, and that's one little trademark that I get worried about is when we get into tournaments and the material starts to thin out, the prep starts hitting. Some people are going to continue to do punches, some are going to go into more approach-based, maybe humor, and try to take a more abstract route because the pure writing is difficult to do. And purely, I think in the second and the third, Cheddar just cleaned it up with her bar-heavy approach. I just believe that she had a little bit more content-wise in the battle. And as for Miss Miami, something that we're going to talk about a lot here, she had one little, not a choke at all, but a little hiccup area. I believe it was in her second round. And then after that, she just never fully got back into her momentum, which is the hardest part about this prep. One little slip up and you're already delicate. You've only had a couple weeks to prepare, and it can throw you off mentally. So Cheddar was able to take the second and the third round of the battle, in my opinion, and move on with a victory. There was also a no-show, Shayna Ashley, due to a health concern. I didn't actually end up getting the follow-up on what the specifics were, but she did not show up. Therefore, C3 automatically advances to the next round, meaning in the Final Four, you have C3 versus Cheddar. And as for the other side of the bracket, we got two 30s to give out. One not exactly like the other, but both come down to preparation. The first battle to talk about is Seabree, the lyricist, versus Bonnie Godiva. And Bonnie had a very, very good performance, as Bonnie has really had lately. Just good performance after good performance. That robotic-ish delivery, it just fits her so well. It's funny because it really shouldn't work in practicality, but actually put out there by Bonnie, it's worked. And as for Seabree, she has good content, but if the cleanliness isn't there, you simply cannot win battles. You have to get your material out clean. That is purely the difference here. In the few little bars and pockets that Seabree did fully get clean out, you could tell that this is, Seabree is talented, but that compared to a great op who is also clean, you're not going to win that battle. So Bonnie was able to take all three rounds, in my opinion, to move on to the next round. And then the talk of the town for the second round, for what it was Caution versus Yoshi, where Caution showed clear separation with a 30 dominant performance. Yoshi, clearly the prep getting to her, and it showed in the lack of cleanliness within her performance. And, while there's a lot to talk about, we're going to talk about Yoshi just a little bit more when we talk about the ladies' volume, obviously. But just want to give my praise to Caution, because I think that coming from the bricks of RBE, one of the more or less talked about pools of talent that are coming up, I think that she gets a little bit looked over. People don't know the names. They automatically assume maybe she can't hang with names that we know. Caution is here. She is very, very good. And I cannot wait to see what her and Bonnie do in a rematch with a 6-week turnaround in the Final Four. This is how I had this side of the bracket playing out almost exactly, except I had Shice Raw beating Seabree originally. But It's going to be a great, great matchup. Reminds me of how Nun Nun and Sheed had a quick turnaround in the UM5 tourney, how hard it can be to write that material again. But when it comes to gun bars, really a walk you down type of style, Caution has developed a great version of that. So that leaves our final four with Chetta versus C3 and Bonnie versus Caution, and the winners will go on to battle each other for the 25K in the final of the tournament. So we could transfer right from that to the ladies volume. First of all, what an announcement from Smack, and what a great card to put together. A ladies-based volume, especially when you're going to have a jam-packed weekend like this, to have them show love to a part of Battle Rap that does not get the same opportunities as the male part of Battle Rap. I love, you know what I'm saying, and it's definitely something that's going to be humongous, not just for the Wody race, but I just feel like female Battle Rap in general. Maybe people ask for more cards that are lady-based like this. Maybe we get another ladies-based volume. Definitely some mega matchups here, and some talent getting some shine that normally wouldn't. So I just wanted to give a kudos to URL for that. And starting from the bottom of the card, we have Don Lady versus Jade. Dope matchup here. I know Jade is getting outside a little bit more. Love her pen. Even a battle recently that went down. I know that she battled Official. I did not get to see that yet, but I heard it was a bit of a goodie. And her 2-on-2 with Steams versus Lou and Jazz. Although they lost, I thought they were a little underrated in that. Steams and her, specifically Jade, definitely has good delivery. And as I said, is definitely better on the pen side. And as for Don Lady, having a good year back in Battle Rap. Her versus Yoshi G was a dope battle. I actually had her winning. And what you get here is you get someone on the penner side versus someone that is more of that, I think, real talk, more like talk to your soul type of battle rapper. And I like the matchup. Just off of, you know, first glance, I'd have to go with Don Lady 2-1 edge. If you look at recent transactions, I just don't think Jade, like I said, haven't seen the official battle. Maybe if I see the way that plays out versus top comp, it changes how I view it here. But as of recently, I thought the Yoshi battle was a headliner on Queen of the Ring, kind of a big moment, similar to this one, just in terms of like big battle moments. I don't know how many of those Jade has had. And I expect a little bit more poise from Don Lady. In the smaller room, you get that aggressive poise, maybe a little bit more confidence in her delivery and aggression, and I believe that edges that battle. From there, we have J Love versus Tony Blanco. Two talents that, you know, as we always are, 100% honest in this channel, I am not too familiar with their catalog. Always, you know, striving to get to know every part of Battle Rap more, female, male, other leagues, so I can't wait to see what J Love and Tony Blanco, you know, have in store. The only battle where I'm obviously heard of both, but I'm not familiar with their body of work like that. And it's good. It's going to be nice for me to catch up and watch a couple battles before, you know, the actual event itself and have a better idea of what their style is like. I know that there's a lot of praise for Tony Blanco out there, but not fair for me to give a prediction if I'm not 100%, you know, familiar with everyone involved. But that is the only battle that's a little bit of a question mark for me. And then we can move on from there to Lady Caution versus C the Boss. C the Boss hasn't been seen since I believe she beat Farah. I can't remember the exact card. Same card that Caution actually died to Yoshi G. But it's good to see these two ladies get after it. Lady Caution's been having, I think, an underrated year. I know some of my fellow executives, shout out to the Champion Gold Suite, have been saying that Caution might deserve more Wody consideration just because she's been undefeated. I know that she does a lot of work on the local leagues. Also had a great one-rounder with First Lady Flames that really impressed me from her. So she's definitely coming in here on a hot streak. As for C the Boss, I'm not too familiar if she's had too much of a body of work this year. As I said, her last win was Farah, which I thought was a good battle. Well, Farah did choke and kind of give herself up, but I thought See the Boss was fire. I thought she gave a fire performance. And in this battle, it's definitely going to be a toss-up. I think I like what Caution's done. She's showing a little bit more work with the witty pen. She's always had a little chaotic delivery to go with it, but she's landing more substance and material that I think is really counting up. In the beginning, I thought content was an issue, and as I see that going up, I think I'm going to bet here with Lady Caution winning this battle 2-1. Like what See the Boss does, but I think Caution, with all the pushes she's get, this is another huge opportunity for her. I see her having a little bit of a chip on her shoulder from the Yoshi battle and giving one of her better performances here and winning. And as for the final three battles on the card, first one we're just going to address real quick. Yoshi versus Farah will not be going down. Was one of the bigger matchups that was booked on here, so it's very sad to see it go, especially with Yoshi being as good as she is, I think, in a smaller room setting. I think smaller room can help Farah a little, who's definitely had memory issues when it comes to, you know, just being a one-on-one battler. I don't remember the last time that she got out 3 rounds of clean material. And there was a grudge there, so we were all excited. We don't do drama on this channel, so I'm not going to give some long, drawn-out spill, on why Yoshi backed out and how I feel about it. At the end of the day, she made the decision for her mental. She felt was necessary. There is a lot of one foot in, one foot out with battle rap. It seems like with her backing out of some of her bigger opportunities or some drama around it. So, I don't know that woman personally, so I'm not going to speak on what seems to be a personal matter for her, but it is extremely disappointing this battle is not going to be going down. But that does leave us with two great matchup still, at the top of the card. And one of those is First Lady Flames versus Myverse. Now, this one is going to be the attention grabber for a lot of people. First Lady Flames is easily one of the fan favorite. I believe just one of the better females right now in female battle rap. Incredible pen heavy style, young Hart to her, dare I say it a little bit. I think the quality of their battle definitely goes to show that she might be following that lane to an extent. Super pen heavy with that little bit of grit in her voice to go with it. And as for Myverse, this is the wild card right here. There's a lot of people that think Myverse can't hang whatsoever. There's people that think that she's been criminally underrated just for jokes and just for people jumping on the train. And this is the battle to prove if she's really here to battle the top tier ladies on a consistent basis and give them a fight. Going into this battle, Myverse recently beat Cheetah in a one-rounder that happened this year. Thought it was a really big missed opportunity for Cheetah, but I thought Myverse was pretty decent in that battle, pretty witty, a little bit more fluid with the raps as people wanted, less of that grind timey-ish thing. I think people kind of glue to Myverse's style sometimes. And there is a bit of a grudge here just because they've been going back and forth. I know Flame said it isn't a grudge flat out. But in terms of all the names Verse could have came back and taken, this one has been thrown around a lot. So for it to go down on a card of this magnitude, very exciting. But I am going to go with First Lady Flames, 2-1, possibly 3-0. Maybe I'm underrating the hell out of Myverse. I do think that she is okay. I don't think that she's just trash like some people say. But when you get into a small room where there's going to be a lot of focus on the content and the rapping, just purely bar for bar, I think there will be jokes. I think she should be able to control the room, but just bar for bar, I love what Flames does. I think she's one of the most creative pens in the game right now. And I think that she's just going to be able to write to a higher capacity than Myverse at her peaks. And on top of that, I think that her aggression, she can be a little bit more daunting with the aggression. Really, not bully isn't going to be the word for it, but she is definitely going to be all over Myverse. Is it possible for Myverse to win this battle? I believe so. I mean, she beat Cheetah, and people definitely didn't expect that. Look what Cheetah did, just beating Hart. So she's formidable competition. Granted, that was a one-rounder. More things go into a three-round battle, but I am going to have to go with the favorite in this one. Just have a lot of respect for where Flames is right now, where I believe she is going to be and where she's getting to. I don't think she's finished as a talent. And I have her wiling out, volume fits her style really well, and winning this battle clearly. And that leads us into the last battle of the night, which is going to be Shuni the Rapper versus Miss Miami. I think is kind of marketed here as the main event. I could be wrong. It could have been Farrah and Yoshi to start out, which is, heartbreaking once again that that's not going to go down. But Shuni versus Miami is big time box office names. And obviously with the run Shuni been on, a lot of people have her in the Wody conversation for the front runner. Me personally, she's had a couple losses. I think some people are getting a little excited and looking over. But with that being said, she still had one of the best years in female battle rap without a doubt, even if I don't believe it's the best. And battles like this can definitely change the tides of that conversation. We're talking big card volume versus formidable competition in Miss Miami. And it might sound just easy off rip for me to say this, but very similar to the last battle, I do have Shuni winning this one clear, 2-1, possibly 3-0. And as for this battle, I think this might have a greater chance of being a 30 than Myverse and Flames does, which might be shocking to some, but I just think content-wise, there's a gap between Miami and Shuni. Every time I address Miami, her talents, for the most part, like I said earlier in the video, the aggression, delivery, you gotta love that in a way. And it's funny because she battle rapped them, but a battle rap Suge in a way where it's really more about the performative aspect and their delivery that really makes you love them. It's not always what Miami's saying, because I think at times she is more prone to dry spots than some of the other top ladies. The way she leans into just straight disrespect and humor, you can tell that I just don't think her pen is crazy. Now, you could be a great battle rapper and not have the greatest pen, and that's okay. But Shuni has been punching at a great level, even though there is some battles I had her losing this year, such as Ice, which she lost Judge, and she lost Clear to Fonz. Her content in those battles is really, really good. You take away the cleanliness, which could be a problem for multiple ladies on the card. I think there's less of a chance of cleanliness hurting them here too because of how big of the opportunity is. Not a tournament setting, humongous opportunity for the ladies. You take pride in this type of moment, and you want to be one of the best performers on one of the best ladies-based cards on URL. And on top of that, if you just bet on momentum as well, I think a lot of us have got Shuni just betting on that. So I don't have to get too into the X's and O's. It's not too much of a hot take to have Shuni winning this. Once again, is it possible for Miami to win? Of course. I don't think that it's, even though I'll predict 3-0s or I'll predict clear 2-1s, I don't want you to think I'm counting anyone out. It's an people say any given Sunday, it's an any given Saturday sport. But when you look at a lady like Shuni that has been, at the top of the mountain, up there with the Jazzes and the Vixens and the Talks this year, the Hustles, compared to a Miami who's been a little bit hit or miss in my opinion, that's my reason for picking Shuni to win this battle. And hot take, I possibly have Shuni as the performer of the night on this card. And with that being said, that is my full, quick recap of the Chrome 23 second round, as well as my predictions for the ladies volume. Let me know what you guys think down below. Who do you think is going to be performer of the night, and who do you think is going to be battle of the night in this card? Hopefully I get in early enough on Friday to see this card. If I don't, I'm still very much looking forward to the battles that are going to drop. Obviously, it goes without saying, and I think for many people, even though Farrah versus Yoshi would have been up there, but what my versus First Lady Flames, as well as Shuni and Miss Miami have to show us, are the battles I'm looking forward to most in this card. And when it comes to individual performances, to see what Lady Caution does in another big spot on URL, or just really in any card, a big spot, is going to be dope for me to see. I know that she's around battle rap a lot. She's obviously has relationships with the elite, and I've seen her game grow. So I think a win here could really change. We could see Lady Caution start pushing, getting more of those vet names and getting more big opportunities. But dope card. Once again, shout out to you all for bringing it. We'll have the rest of this weekend's predictions, Volume 10 and Civil War, out later this week. We're always working here. And it's been J Smo Reviews again, y'all. Like I said, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts on the card, and I'm going to catch you on the next one. Peace.